What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all doing, y'all? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, y'all. First and foremost, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. I will be doing all types of true crime stuff. I will be going over all the serial killers. I'm talking about every single last serial killer, the ones we know, the ones we don't know, man. Because all this stuff is just crazy, man. Like, you think about this stuff, man. You think like these serial killers, like you see all the stuff in these movies and stuff. It's like you never really think like it can actually be real until you actually look into it, and all this stuff is real. Like all this stuff is just crazy to me, and like how could people just do the worst things, like kill multiple people? But we about to get into Ted Bundy's final interview, y'all. Ted Bundy's final interview, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Without further ado, let's go and get into it. Let's see what he got to say.
What is going through your mind? What thoughts have you had in these last few days?
Well, I won't kid you to say that it's something that I feel that I am in control of, or something that I've come to terms with, because I haven't. It's a moment-by-moment thing. Sometimes I feel very tranquil, and other times I don't feel tranquil at all. What's going through my mind right now is to use fully as possible and see what happens. To live in the moment, in the essence that we use it productively. So right now I'm feeling calm, and in large part because I'm here with you.
For the record, you are guilty of killing many women and girls.
Yes.
This is my thing. When they say, you know, it's so crazy how serial killers, and I be really thinking about this, serial killers, they will legit talk to you so calm and stuff, and then it's like, yo, the person that sitting in front of me that talking so calm, they'll flip the switch on and they'll become a madman. Like they'll like become like the worst people in history. So it's like that's how they fool people. They be fooling people so much. One minute they be so calm, they nice, they're like, oh yeah, he the nicest neighbor I ever had. But then behind closed doors, they like a monster. So that's why I'm like, with Ted Bundy, how he talking so soft and like so like well in front of this dude, it's just ridiculous, because the things he did to these women is just crazy to me. Like, how the world you kill all these women, but then you just have a regular conversation like you never did what you did? Like, that's crazy to me.
Yes, that's true.
Ted, how did it happen? Take me back. What are the antecedents of the behavior that we've seen? So much grief, so much sorrow, so much pain for so many people. Where did it start? How did this moment come about?
And that's the question of the hour, and one that not only people much more intelligent than I have been working on for years, but one that I've been working on for years and trying to understand. Is there enough time to explain it all? I don't know. I think I understand it, though. Understand what happened to me, to the extent that I can see how certain feelings and ideas developed in me to the point where I began to act out on them. Certain very violent and very destructive feelings.
All right, let's go back then to those roots. First of all, you...
Now, when a dude asks me these questions, we got to go back. Now, this my thing. I feel like these serial killers, they just don't wake up and be born killers. Like, it's something. I ain't saying it's right, but it gotta be. It's a reason for every single thing. People just don't do stuff just because they do it. It gotta be some type of reason. Whether something happened to them that day, the day of, or 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or yesterday, it gotta be a reason why they did what they did. So, with Ted Bundy going back in his life, we really gotta analyze how he was brought up and raised and everything, and what really turned the switch on to make him go crazy and psycho. Because you just don't wake up, cause you know, if y'all know the story of Ted Bundy, he was like into like politics and everything. Everybody said he was a nice man. You don't go from that to becoming a serial killer like out the blue. That's why I'm like, we gotta really analyze what folks really be doing for real. Like, what's be going on?
As I understand it, were raised in what you consider to have been a healthy home.
Absolutely.
You were not physically abused. You were not sexually abused. You were not emotionally abused.
No, no way. And that's part of the tragedy of this whole situation, is because I grew up in a wonderful home with two dedicated and loving parents, one of 5 brothers and sisters. home where we as children were the focus of my parents' lives, where we regularly attended church, two Christian parents who did not drink, they did not smoke, there was no gambling, there was no physical abuse or fighting in the home.
Dang.
I'm not saying this was Leave It to Beaver.
It wasn't a perfect.
Well, no, I don't know that such a home exists, but it was a fine, solid Christian home, and nobody, I hope no one will try to take the easy way out and to try to blame or otherwise accuse my family of contributing to this, because I know, and I'm trying to tell you as honestly as I know how, what happened, and I think this is a message I want to get across. But as a young boy, and I mean a boy of 12 or 13, certainly, that I encountered outside the home again, in the local grocery store, the local drugstore, the softcore pornography, what people call softcore.
Oh, see, that's the thing, y'all. We gotta pay attention now. Gotta pay attention. He just said he grew up in a nice house. Family didn't do nothing. Mom and dad didn't drink. They didn't smoke. They didn't do none of that. They grew up in the church and everything. His brothers and everything. No physical abuse, no sexual abuse, no nothing. So then, as a young dude, you think, how in the world he switched? He just said he started seeing all type of like soft, like pornography and everything. Now, y'all don't know. That stuff could lead somebody down real bad, for real, like real bad. So like, I'm already knowing like that stuff can like mess with a young kid mentally, because I know personally it messed with me. I ain't gonna lie. I had my dealings with it when I was young. I ain't gonna lie too. And I know people that deal with it on a regular basis. That stuff can really like mess up a young kid's brain for real, into thinking like you get obsessed with it, like you gotta look at it every single time. And if you can't get on a regular basis, you end up like this and you start taking it. And I'm like, hey, you don't gotta take it. If you really gotta do something, hey, just pay for the services. Just pay for the services. That's all I'm saying. But you know, he took matters in his own hands, and you know, one thing led to another, man. But it's crazy.
But as I think I explained to you last night, Dr. Dobson, in an anecdote, that as young boys do, we explored the back roads and sideways and byways of our neighborhood, and oftentimes people would dump the garbage and whatever they were cleaning out of their house, and from time to time we'd come across pornographic books of a harder nature than more graphic, you might say, more explicit nature than we would encounter, let's say, in your local grocery store. And this also included such things as, let's say, detective magazines and more hard,
those that involve violence.
Yes, and this is something I think I want to emphasize, is the most damaging kinds of pornography. And again, I'm talking from personal experience, hard, real personal experience. The most damaging kinds of pornography are those that involve violence and sexual violence.
Hold up. He talking about so he talking about the kind of like sexual stuff he watched was violent. Now I don't get into nothing like that. I don't get into nothing like that. That goes to show you the type of mental he was in. Well, he liked looking at women, you know, get their head smashed in, get, you know, put feet on their heads and stuff, all type of stuff. I'm just being real. Like, some dudes are really into that. Like, I'm like, yo, like, you gotta be some type of sick to even think that's like attractive. Like, oh my god, like, I just got my rocks off. Like, what the world? Like, I don't know, bro. I can't look at no girl get the hit upside the head and spit on and stuff and slap and think like, yeah, that just turned me on. Like, what the world? I don't know. Ted was a different type of breed.
Because the wedding of those two forces, as I know only too well, brings about behavior that is just too terrible to describe.
Now, walk me through that. What was going on in your mind at that time?
My experience with, I'd say, pornography generally, but with pornography that deals on a violent level with the sexuality, is that once you become addicted to it, and I look at this as a kind of addiction.
Oh, if y'all look at all the patterns of these serial killers, a lot of them got one thing in common. A lot of them love sexual stuff. If y'all think about it, all of them had a addiction with it. Like they were just fascinated by it and everything. So they had to feed that hunger into like, you know, doing other things like graping, you know, doing that, or like, you know, just taking people against their will. So that's why I'm like, yo, that could be a powerful thing with a lot of these serial killers, because a lot of them got that one thing in common. They love that freaky stuff, right? They love that freaky stuff.
Other kinds of addiction, I would keep looking for more potent, more explicit, more graphic
aggressive
kinds of material. Like an addiction, you keep craving something which is harder, something which gives you a greater sense of excitement, until you reach the point where the pornography only goes so far. You reach that jumping off point where you begin to wonder if maybe actually doing it will give you that which is beyond just reading about it or looking at it.
How long did you stay at that point before you actually assaulted someone?
Well, yeah, you see, that is a very delicate point in my own development, and we're talking about having reached the point, or a gray area that surrounded that point over a course of,
you don't remember
years.
How long that
well,
was?
I would say a couple years, and what I was dealing with there were very strong inhibitions against criminal behavior or violent behavior that had been conditioned into me, bred into me in my environment, in my neighborhood, in my church, in my school. Things which said, no, this is wrong. I mean, even to think of it is wrong, but certainly to do it is wrong. And I'm on that edge, and you might say the last vestiges of restraint, the barriers to actually doing something were being tested constantly and assailed through the kind of fantasy life that was fueled largely by pornography.
Do you remember what pushed you over that edge?
Yeah, but see, this the thing about Ted Bundy. He always be trying to beat around the bush, brother. Somebody asks you a question, brother, answer the question. You keep beating around the bush. You sliding to the left, you sliding to the right. No, we on one question right here. Don't go left field, brother. Don't go right field. Answer the question. And I see documentaries about how Ted Bundy used to talk about everything but was being asked. Like, brother, answer the question. Come on, now that's what I'm saying. Like, answer the question, bro. Like, you taking us for a loop, bro. I ain't know what you were talking about for a second. I'm like, what the world? Like, what the world, brother, talking about for a second? So I'm like, come on now, bring us back to home field, bro. I don't know what you doing, Ted. I don't know what you're doing.
Do you remember the decision to go for it? Do you remember where you decided to throw caution to the wind?
Again, when you say pushed, I know what you're saying. I don't want to infer again.
I understand that.
I was
clear.
some helpless kind of a victim, and yet we're talking about an influence that is the influence of violent types of media and violent pornography, which was an indispensable link in the chain of behavior, the chain of events that led to the behaviors, to the assaults, to the murders, and what have you. It's a very difficult thing to describe. The sensation of reaching that point where I knew that it was like something had, say, snapped. That I knew that I couldn't control it anymore. That these barriers.
Now you talking about having a sensation of doing this. So like basically he's saying like whenever he doing this, it's like, you know how folks get high, they do all type of stuff, but like folks get drunk. His high was basically like coming up in women places or in public environments, and you know trying to take their life and everything. He actually got a kick out of that. Like this some sick stuff right here, people. He got a kick. He was like, he probably visualizing it right now while he's sitting down. He like the sensation. Like he actually really like get his rocks off of this. That's why I'm like, You never know who you come across in this world, man. We don't walk. Just think, we don't walk in public places, Walmarts, libraries, festivals, concerts, lakes, everywhere. All the years we've been living, you never know who you done walk beside that was a serial killer, anything. That's why like this world so crazy. It's like, bruh, you gotta stay on your P's and Q's for real, cause you don't know who good and who bad, man. That's why it's best to stay inside, y'all. It's best to stay inside, man. This is crazy.
That I had learned as a child, that had been instilled in me, were not enough to hold me back with respect to seeking out and harming somebody.
Would it be accurate to call that a frenzy, a sexual frenzy?
Well, yes, that's one way to describe it. A compulsion, a
Oh,
building up.
what was that? Boy, y'all see how he?
Destructive energy.
Y'all see how he look with that phone ring? Oh, now, hey, buddy, hey, man. I don't want you to get triggered by anything, cause that look. I don't know, man. Somebody's serial killer, man. They something about them, bro. They look, bro. They just look how he looking. They look they just look like they'll just do something to you. Like if you by yourself, they'll just try to take advantage of you, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Like I don't believe in violence, bro, but you got to protect yourself these days, man. Whether you got like the thing on you, you got something to slice and dice with, you got the spray some. Hey, dude, you got to do, man. But look how he looking. Like he just look like he just up to no good. Like, man. Like I don't know, bro. I can see it. Like I can see when somebody don't look good, bro. You can't. He couldn't have fooled me. I know right from wrong.
Again, another factor here that I haven't mentioned is the use of alcohol. But I think that what alcohol did, in conjunction with, let's say, my exposure to pornography, was alcohol reduced my inhibitions. At the same time, the fantasy life that was fueled by pornography eroded them further.
In the early days, you were nearly always about half drunk when you did these things. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Was that always true?
I would say that was generally the case, almost without exception.
All right, if I can understand it now, there's this battle going on within. There are the conventions that you've been taught. There's the right and wrong that you learned as a child. And then there is this unbridled passion fueled by your plunge into hardcore violent pornography. And those things are at war with each other.
Yes.
And then with the alcohol diminishing the inhibitions, you let go.
Well, yes, and you can summarize it that way, and that's accurate, certainly. And it just occurred to me that some people would say that, well, I've seen that stuff and it doesn't do anything to me. And I can understand that.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, I done seen people get drunk. I done seen people get high. I ain't never seen them go crash out and just start going on a killing spree for real. Like, it gotta be something deeper than the weed and the alcohol for real. Like, he said he did a lot of this, most of the crimes he did when he was like drunk. Some people usually pass out. Some people, get crazy. They'll get belligerent. They start going wild. But when you reach that peak, that top peak, when you just crashing out, it's deeper than just the alcohol. It's deeper than alcohol. Hey, don't blame it on the alcohol. In famous words, hey, don't blame it on the alcohol.
Virtually everyone can be exposed to so-called pornography, and while they're aroused to it to one degree or another, not go out and do anything wrong.
Well, addictions are like that. They affect some people more than they affect others.
Well,
yeah.
There is a percentage of people affected by hardcore pornography in a very violent way, and you're obviously one of them.
That was a major component, and I don't know why I was vulnerable to it. All I know is that it had an impact on me that was just so central to the development of the violent behavior that I engaged in.
Ted, after you committed your first murder, what was the emotional effect on you? What happened in the days after that?
again, please understand that even all these years later, very difficult to talk about it, and reliving it through talking about it is difficult to say the least. But
hold up, brother. How is it difficult to talk about it when you did it? I see if you was the victim family and you want to talk about it, but you're the one who did it. Don't try to be quiet now. You're the one who went to these people's houses or seen and caught them in public, and you did what you did. Don't say now you don't want to talk about it. No, we ain't about to do that, Ted. We not about to do that. You got to talk about it. And I know how a lot of serial killers think. You gonna remember your first killer, the first time you killed somebody. Like, let's be real. You gonna remember your first murder. You gonna remember it, bro, because that's your first time doing it. That's the first time you felt that type of urge, that rush to actually do something, to get the courage to do it. And it's like, that's a shocking moment. Like, that's life changing right there. Like, you'll never forget that first time doing it. So I know Ted, like I said, he know how to slither his way through these questions and everything, have you on a cliffhanger, man. You're not about to have me on no cliffhanger, Ted. I see straight through that. But nah, bro, like, you don't want to talk about it? Wow, that's crazy. Like, you the one who did it. Like, you planned all this stuff out. Like they said, like in this car we got pulled over, they had ski masks, rope, weapons, knives, all type of stuff. You planning this stuff out, but you don't want to talk about it? Oh wow, that's crazy.
I want you to understand what happened. It was like coming out of some kind of horrible trance or dream. I can only liken it to after, I don't want to over dramatize it, but to have been possessed by something so awful and so alien, and then the next morning wake up from it, remember what happened, and realize that basically, I mean, in the eyes of the law, certainly in the eyes of God, you're responsible. To wake up in the morning and realize what I had done, and with a clear mind and all my essential moral and ethical feelings intact at that moment, absolutely horrified that I was capable of doing something like that.
You really hadn't known that before?
There is just absolutely no way to describe. First, the brutal urge to do that kind of thing, and then what happens is once it has been more or less satisfied and recedes, you might say, or is spent, that sense, that kind of energy level recedes, and basically I became myself again. I want people to understand that.
See, it get to a point when you doing all these drugs and stuff, y'all, when you drinking all this stuff, man, all this liquor, y'all thinking it's cool. Folks thinking, I might just be in the moment. But you don't know that stuff can affect you, bro. That's why me personally, I never drunk or smoked a day in my life. Like, I never did it. Like, I just never did it, bro. Cause I see how it affect people in every way, shape, or form. So for Ted Bundy to say yo, man, this is what I do, man. Like, when I get done, I just wake up with a clear mind. Like, you was possessed by something. Me personally, I probably think it was the devil, because if you drink all that stuff, bro, you having all these thoughts in your head, man, that gonna give the devil easy access to go and creep in that mind and have you doing all type of stuff. That's why y'all see people get drunk, they start fighting, they start cussing people out, they start stealing, they start robbing people, they start doing stuff they'll never really normally do, because that's the easy access moment for, the big red monster to come in your brain and mess up everything, bro. That's what I'm saying. He said he feel like you possessed something. I know what possessed you, bro. I know what possessed you. It was the big red machine, and I ain't talking about Cain. If you know, you know.
It's true, and I'm not saying this gratuitously, because it's important people understand this. That basically I was a normal person. I wasn't some guy hanging out at bars or a bum, or I wasn't a pervert in the sense that, you know, people look at somebody and say, I know there's something wrong with him, and just tell. I mean, I was essentially a normal person. I had good friends. I led a normal life, except for this one small but very potent and very destructive segment of it that I kept very secret and very close to myself and didn't let anybody know about it. And part of the shock and horror for my dear friends and family years ago when I was first arrested was that there was no clue. They looked at me and they looked at the all-American boy, and I mean, I wasn't perfect, but I want to be quite candid with you. I was okay.
See, that's the thing. Don't judge a book by its cover, bro. I'm trying to tell people, man. Folks be thinking, now me, I ain't with the race card. I love everybody, man. Black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, Hispanic. I love everybody. But we can't act like, he got on, he's sagging. He a killer, or he gonna rob me, or he in a business suit. He will never do nothing wrong. And them be the people you least expect to do the crimes. Think of all these people that did the murders and stuff. A lot of these people were just regular, everyday men you see up and down the street. You wouldn't even think twice about them doing anything. Them be the ones. They know how to disguise it so well. That's what I'm saying. You can't judge these books by the cover, bro, because they can be one thing in front of you. And like you said, and like he just said, he hid that part of himself. He ain't let nobody know about it. So it's like, you don't ever know what people be doing behind closed doors. They only let you see what they allow you to see. But you don't know what they doing the hours when they by themselves in the dark rooms and everything, or they thoughts 24/7. That's why I was like, bro, like, I don't put nothing past nobody. I don't care if you dressing like the president or you dressing like a homeless man. I don't care if you dressing like the pastor or you dressing like a stripper. Anybody is capable of doing all type of stuff like he did, man. I ain't saying you got to be any way, you got to look any way, but anybody is capable of doing it no matter what shape, form, color, anything.
Okay, I was. The basic humanity and basic spirit that God gave me was intact, but it unfortunately became overwhelmed at times. And I think people need to recognize that it's not some kind of those of us who have been so much influenced by violence in the media, in particular pornographic violence, are not some kind of inherent monsters. We are your sons and we are your husbands. And we grew up in regular families. And pornography can reach out and snatch a kid out of any house today. He snatched me out of my home. It snatched me out of it.
Facts.
20.
Facts. Now he's speaking fast right there, like I said earlier. All of the pornographic stuff, and we all know with this right here, all you gotta do is just type in a few words, and you got access to everything you want to see. That's what I'm saying. Social media and the phone stuff, it got goods. But just like how everything got goods, it always got some bad to it, bro. Like how it's so accessible for these young kids today. Cause back then, in his day, he had to go sneak these magazines from under his parents' bed or something. He had to go sneak and look at it in the store or something. And like, you know, he ain't had no phone to screenshot and save a picture or nothing. So he had to actually really search for this stuff. But now, like I said, it's at the tip of your fingers. You can look up all type of stuff within 10 seconds. You done found everything you wanted to see. And how these young kids having these phones, everybody know the young mind is so impressionable. These young kids be seeing that stuff, bro. Man, they now, and on top of that, they at school seeing all these folks be smoking, then they seeing young kids gang banging, fighting. So you putting all that into the sexual stuff too? Man, it's a gumbo of mad destruction, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying, yo. Y'all check y'all kids' phones. If y'all got kids, you check your kids' phones, man. I ain't lying, bro. Check your kids' phones, bro. Hey, put the safe search on. Put all that stuff on. You can't look at none of stuff. Block all the sites, cause it's so accessible today. And if they don't see it, their friend gonna show it to them. That's why everybody should have no phone. I'm talking about the young folks. That's why they just made a law in Georgia. They said no more phones in the school. I mean, you know, folks still gonna stick the phone in, but hey, they at least trying.
30 years ago. and as diligent as my parents were, and they were diligent in protecting their children, and as good a Christian home as we had, and we had a wonderful Christian home, there is no protection against the kinds of influences that are loose in the society that tolerates.
Just said that.
You feel this really deeply, don't you? Ted, outside these walls right now, there are several hundred reporters that wanted to talk to you.
Yeah.
And you asked me to come here from California because you had something you wanted to say. This hour that we have together is not just an interview with a man who's scheduled to die tomorrow morning. I am here and you're here because of this message that you're talking about right here. You really feel that hardcore pornography and the doorway to it, softcore pornography, is doing untold damage to other people.
Facts.
And causing other women to be abused and killed the way you did others.
Listen, I'm no social scientist, and I haven't done a survey. I mean, I don't pretend that I know what John Q. Citizen thinks about this. But I've lived in prison for a long time now. And I've met a lot of men who were motivated to commit violence just like me. And without exception, every one of them was deeply involved in pornography, without question.
Facts.
Without exception, deeply influenced and consumed by an addiction to pornography. There's no question about it. The FBI's own study on serial homicide shows that the most common interest among serial killers is pornography.
Yeah, that's true.
Facts. That boy speaking some facts right now. I'm trying to tell y'all don't know how serious it can get, bro. Y'all know how serious it can really get for real. Like, that stuff can mess up your mental. Like, you could be having your whole day planned out, but if you, like I said, you look in that phone and you find something you like, you're going to scroll again. And the way the algorithm is, if you look at one thing, they're going to keep promoting that same thing. So if you see a girl with a big booty and everything, what they going to show you? They're going to show you 4 girls with big booties. You keep looking at that, they're going to show you 30 girls with big booties. After that, they're going to show you 1,000. Then before you know it, your whole thing full with all that sexual stuff. It can mess with your brain, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. He know what he talking about on that. All these dudes be having that one motive, bro. They all be into that sexual stuff, man. And it's like, you really gotta like do some self-healing and searching, bro, to get that stuff up out of you, bro. Cause that stuff can lead you down a road all the way down to the bottom of the ground. I'm talking about the devil, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Like, it get crazy, man. It get crazy, man. Y'all gotta keep y'all urges to yourself, bro.
It's real. It's true.
Yeah, not keep it to yourself, but learn how to control it, man. Like, golly, bro. Like, you don't gotta off nobody or nothing, but like, control it.
Your life have been like without that influence? You can only speculate.
Yeah. Well, I know it would have been far better, not just for me, and it's, excuse me for being so self-centered here. It would have been a lot better for me and lots of other people. I know that, lots of other innocent people, victims and families. It would have been a lot better. There's no question, but that it would have been a fuller life. Certainly a life that would not have involved, I'm absolutely certain, would not have involved this kind of violence that I have committed.
I'm sure, Ted, if I were able to ask you the questions that are being asked out there, one of the most important as you come down to perhaps your final hours, are you thinking about all those victims out there and their families who are so wounded, years later, their lives have not returned to normal. They will never return to normal.
Absolutely.
Are you carrying that load, that weight? Is the remorse there?
Again, I know that people will accuse me of being self-serving, but we're beyond that now. I mean, I'm just telling you how I feel. But through God's help, I have been able to come to the point where much too late, but better late than never, feel the hurt and the pain that I am responsible for. Yes, absolutely. In the past few days, myself and a number of investigators have been talking about unsolved cases, murders that I was involved in. And it's hard to talk about all these years later because it revives in me all those terrible feelings and those thoughts that I have steadfastly and diligently dealt with, and I think successfully, with the love of God. And yet it's reopened that, and I felt the pain, and I felt the horror again of all that. And I can only hope that those who I have harmed, those who I've caused so much grief, even if they don't believe my expression of sorrow and remorse, will believe what I'm saying now, that there is loose in their towns and their communities people like me today.
Hold up, brother. Do you got remorse or not, brother? Because it's like, golly, man. Like, this man know how to, like, just bull dive around a question for real. Now, earlier you said with the help of God, he getting a little better. But, bro, did you got remorse for the family? Do you feel sorry? We ain't trying to hear about it's other people like yourself in there. He ain't asked you what's the other people like that at this very moment. He asked you, did you feel sorry for the victims? Did you feel sorry? Did you have remorse for the victims? We didn't want to hear it was other people like you in the world. You making it, hey, I would feel like, how would y'all feel if he talk about some, yes, more people like me out there? Like, boy, what the world? Like, boy, I'd be so like, what the world going on? So, like, bro, like, I ain't gonna lie, this was his last interview, man. So it's like, I guess he wanted to end it with a bang. I guess, I don't know, but that's what I'm like, bro. Like, all the people you done like unalived and everything, man. Like, them families, bro, they ain't gonna never get them women back in their lives, bro. Them folks probably still suffering, man. They had to think and go through days and nights without their significant other in their family, or without their daughter, or without their sister and everything. And you being around the bush, did you feel sorry for it? And they innocent people at that. Like, innocent people, y'all. They ain't do nothing to this man. Didn't know this man. They ain't even know the man's name. Just unalive and just innocent people for no reason, bro. Just for no reason.
Whose dangerous impulses are being fueled day in and day out by violence in the media in its various forms, particularly sexualized violence. And what scares me, and let's come into the present now, because what I'm talking about happened 30 years ago. That is, in my formative stages. And what scares and appalls me, Dr. Dobson, is when I see what's on cable TV, some of the movies, some of the violence in the movies that come into homes today with stuff that they wouldn't show in X-rated adult theaters 30 years ago. This stuff,
the slasher movies that you're talking about.
that stuff is, I'm telling you, from personal experience, the most, that is graphic violence on screen, particularly as it gets into the home to children who may be unattended or unaware that they may be.
But that's the thing, though. I know you're talking about the slasher movies, the Friday the 13th, the Halloween movies, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all them movies. But if you think about it, you got to look where they get the source from. They got the ideas from y'all. Like you said, they want to talk about this stuff 30 years ago in movies. But people like yourself, Ted, people like you, got your responsibility. You is the reason and the inspiration behind all these. Just like a lot of people, just like a lot of reasons why actually these movies, they get made because of something happened in real life. Like, so it's like, y'all got to, you got to know how to put two and two together. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's like based off of Ed Gein and everything. All that stuff, like everything got a realistic point to it where you can like pinpoint like, oh snap, that actually happened in real life. Like, this just ain't no movie, this actually happened in real life. You just gotta do a little digging and everything, but you'll see the correlation for real. So But Ted, hey, you one of the big reasons why that stuff gets shown in the movie theater to kids. Because hey, folks know it's a big story. You a popular figure because of that. It's real. You don't hit nobody killing 15, 16 different people. So you're gonna be in the news. People, and you all know how Hollywood is. They want to get their money. They want to get their money by any means necessary. This is a good story. Let's make millions off of it while exploiting you and everything. And like you're saying, they're gonna interview you. So you getting your limelight, getting your 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah, Ted Bundy, who has that vulnerability to that predisposition to be influenced by that kind of behavior, by that kind of movie, that kind of violence. There are kids sitting out there switching the TV dial around and come upon these movies late at night, or I don't know when they're on, but they're on, and any kid can watch them. It's scary when I think what would have happened to me if I had seen. I mean, scary enough. I mean, that I just ran into stuff outside the home, but...
Oh! If y'all really get what he's saying, he like, yo, if them... See, that's why y'all really gotta guard with y'all kids and, like, all these folks be watching, bro. Because he said if that would have happened in my day, and he basically saying, I'm already bad enough as it was. I'm already doing this stuff, and I had to find something outside the house. So just think if I had the stuff already inside the house, all I had to do was to turn the TV. This man probably would have unalived 100 times more. He was a monster already. He probably would have just went crazy, like legit crazy for real. That's why I'm like, man, the stuff interesting. I even like the Friday the 13th, man, the Halloween movies, the Texas Chainsaw Massacres. I like stuff like that, but I'm strong-minded enough to not let it influence me to do nothing crazy for real. Like, I know it's just a movie. I'm not about to just go here. All right, let me just go outside. Let me just unalive 100 people. Like, that's not me. I'm not about to do that. Like, just how people play games like Call of Duty. Like, they'll like shoot people up all day. And like some people, it's like some people, they'll actually go outside and like, be like, oh yeah, this Call of Duty. And just start, just going crazy on people. Just crazy, man, how the mind work, man. Like, the mind can basically influence you if you let it, bro. That's why you got to be one with yourself. You got to really connect with yourself for real. Pray to God and everything. Get a better meaning and an understanding of life. But if you don't, you'll get easily influenced and, you let that just take over you. You let that make your decisions. Like I said, like, yo, you let Call of Duty make your decision. Now you think Call of Duty real life now. Now you think GTA real life. You better go to people's cars. You better start stealing people's cars because you've been playing GTA for 15, 16 hours a day. GTA making you like, you GTA now. But that's the thing, though. Everybody thinking GTA till the time to go to jail. You don't got unlimited lives. No. Once you dead, you dead. Like, once you dead, you dead. Once you go to jail for unalive somebody, you not about to get bailed out in 10 minutes. No. You got to be there for a few months. Then you got to go on trial. Then you got to do your time and everything. Probably get, death penalty, all type of stuff. So this ain't GTA. This ain't Call of Duty. This is real life.
To know that children are watching that kind of thing today, or can pick up their phone and dial away for it or send away for it.
Can you help me understand this desensitization process that took place? What was going on in your mind?
Well, by desensitization, I describe it in specific terms is that each time I'd harm someone, each time I'd kill someone, there'd be an enormous amount, especially at first, enormous amount of horror, guilt, remorse afterwards. But then that impulse to do it again would come back even stronger. Now, believe me, I didn't... the unique thing about how this worked, Dr. Dobson, is that I still felt in my regular life the full range of guilt and remorse about other things, regret and...
but you had this compartmentalized...
This compartmentalized, very well-focused, very sharply focused area where it was like a black hole. It was like a, like a crack, and everything that fell into that crack just disappeared. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. One of the final murders that you committed, of course, was apparently little Kimberly Leach, 12 years of age. I think the public outcry is greater there because an innocent child was taken from a...
And the thing about these kids, The girl was 12 years old, bro. At these schools, man, I don't know why these schools. We all know the school shootings and everything. I know the people. I don't know why these schools don't. Every school in America should have metal detectors and security on every single corner, man. Armed security, trained and armed. Get somebody that was, trained at the police station or something, or from the army or something, but have somebody trained. So situations like this won't happen, man. Like this girl, she just a little innocent girl. Going home from school, she walk across the basketball court. Folks never see her again. She's 12 years old. That's what I'm saying, bro. It need to be security. It's a gang of kids outside just playing ball and having fun on the playground and everything. Ain't no parent around. Ain't no guardian around. Come on now, school. We got to do better. We got to do better, man. What a security. What a video. I don't like video and stuff like camera, wasn't like high tech back then, but now it is. So, hey, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad they get more technologies and stuff, but really up to security, man, because there's too many stuff be going on, school shootings and stuff, folks getting abducted, and don't nobody see it. It's cameras everywhere, but all of a sudden don't nobody know what's going on. It's crazy to me.
From a playground. What did you feel after that? Were there the normal emotions 3 days later? Where were you, Ted?
I can't really talk about that right now.
Why not?
Oh, yeah.
That's too painful.
I don't understand how it's too painful when he the one who did it. Like, we shouldn't feel no type of way about people like this. I try to give everybody a fair chance, bro, but bro, if it's painful for you, what you think how the girl felt? Talking about it's too painful. It's too painful. No. Dog him down. Make him answer the question. Talking about some, it's too painful. No. Make him answer them questions. His last day was the next day. Just spill all the beans now. It'll probably some more people that probably unalive that he ain't tell us about. Like I'm saying, man, talking about something's too painful. What about the little girl? How you think she felt? She was in a lot of pain. But you want to say it's too painful to talk about it. You only doing the talking. Ain't like you actually getting unalived. Like how the girl was. See, man, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if I'm questioning, bro, hey, man, cut all that. Come on now. Let's get to the steak and the potatoes. Come on now.
I would like to be able to convey to you what that experience is like, but I can't. I won't be able to talk about that.
Okay.
Why not?
I can't begin to understand. Well, I can try, but I'm aware that I can't begin to understand the pain that the parents of these young women that I have harmed feel. And I can't restore really much to them, if anything. I won't pretend to, and I don't even expect them to forgive me, and I'm not asking for it. That kind of forgiveness is of God, and if they have it, they have it. If they don't, well, maybe they'll find it someday.
Do you deserve the punishment the state has inflicted upon you?
That's a very good question. And I'll answer it very, very honestly. I don't want to die. I'm not going to kid you. I'll kid you not.
Time out. Forget all that. Now I don't want to die. Now me, this why I fight with myself, bro. Because when I hear somebody say they don't want to die, bro, no matter what he did, bro, it's something inside of my heart, bro. Deep down inside, it's like, dang, man, I don't want nobody to die, bro. It's like when he say that, man, it don't make you feel bad for him, but it's like kind of like, dang, like brother really is about to like get unalive the next day. So it's like, dang, man, but it's like, bro, like you did so much, bro. You put this on yourself. That's the thing, like. You caused this on yourself, man. Nobody but you, man. It's like, man, come on, man. Like, man, like.
I deserve certainly the most extreme punishment society has, and I think society deserves to be protected from me and from others like me. That's for sure. I think what I hope will come of our discussion is I think society deserves to be protected from itself, because as we've been talking, there are forces at loose in this country, particularly again this kind of violent pornography, where on the one hand, well-meaning, decent people will condemn behavior of a Ted Bundy while they're walking past a magazine rack full of the very kinds of things that send young kids down the road to be Ted Bundys. That's the irony. We're talking here not just about more. What I'm talking about is going beyond retribution, which is what people want with me, going beyond retribution and punishment, because there is no way in the world that killing me is going to restore those beautiful children to their parents and correct and soothe the pain. But I'll tell you, there are lots of other kids playing in streets around this country today who are going to be dead tomorrow and the next day and the next day and next month, because other young people are reading the kinds of things and seeing the kinds of things that are available in the media today.
Ted, as you...
Whoa, what the world, boy? Hold up, brother. Come on, Ted. Now, I ain't gonna lie, man, for you to say it. I mean, he technically not lying, but come on now. In this situation, at this point, you could have kept that to yourself, brother, man. We don't want to hear that. It's gonna be some more young folks getting killed today, tomorrow, next week. Like, we don't want to hear that, man. Like, nah, man. That's the thing. It's like it ain't gonna. That's the thing. It's not gonna stop it completely, but I don't even know how to like really stop it for real. Like, it gonna be bad people in this world regardless. Like how it was bad people last year. It was bad people 10 years ago. Bad people 15 years ago. Bad people 50 years ago. Bad people 100 years ago. They'll never leave. It's just how can you? What would y'all think would be a solution? Like, to like get rid of them, or it's like you can't really do it. Is it possible to do it, or it's not? Like, I don't even think it's possible to get rid of all the bad people. Like, they just here. We just gotta, hope and pray. Yeah, honestly,
tremendous cynicism about you on the outside, and I suppose for good reason. I'm not sure that there's anything that you could say that people would believe. Some people would believe.
Yeah.
And yet, you told me last night, and I have heard this through our mutual friend John Tanner, that you have accepted the forgiveness of Jesus Christ and are a follower and a believer in Him. Do you draw strength from that as you approach these final hours?
I do. I can't say that
It's going to be
being
easy.
in the valley of the shadow of death is something that I've become all that accustomed to, and that I'm strong and nothing's bothering me. Listen, it's no fun. It gets kind of lonely, and yet I have to remind myself that every one of us will go through this someday, in one way or another,
appointed unto man.
And countless millions who have walked this earth before us have. So this is just an experience which we all share. And
yeah.
right on.
Yeah, he right about that, y'all. It's an experience we can't outrun it. We can't pick up and choose the day we want it to happen. It's gonna happen. We can't escape it, bro. We can't escape the promise of death, bro. So he just, when you get down to the nitty gritty, he finally realizes, like, bro, millions of people done had to go through this. Millions of people after me got to go through it. Everybody got to go through it sooner or later, one way or the other, whether it's forcefully, willingly, accidentally. We all got to go through it. So he just had to get to terms like, hey, man, this is my time, man. But this thing, though, he know about it. Sometimes you'd rather not know about it and just let it happen instead of knowing about it, and you have to just wait it out. Like, dang, like, I know when I'm about to go out. It's like, how can you prepare to die? Like, how can you prepare for that? Like, what you do? Like, what would y'all do? Like, Would y'all like this? I don't know. Y'all let me understand that for real. This was Ted Bundy's last interview alive, bro. I enjoyed this, bro. This stuff interests me like a mug, bro. Y'all let me know, bro, what y'all think about Ted Bundy and what y'all think about these other killers, bro. Y'all put in the comments who y'all want me to, like, react to next, bro, because I'm very interested in this stuff, bro. I like going into the minds of these people, seeing their background, their upbringing, how they did it, how they got away with it for so long, and how many people they did it with, they believe. I'm just so, like, in tune with it, bro. Like, it's like, it's a lot be going on, bro, in this world, bro. It's like 8-9 billion people in this world right now, bro. And I'm telling how many Ted Bundys in the world today, bro. So, y'all stay safe in the world, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, bro. I love all of y'all, man. I enjoyed the video. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, too. And I'm going to catch y'all, on the next